Hey everyone, and welcome back to Love Beyond Borders. This is our YouTube series where we take you through the journey of wedding planning. My name is T.
My name is Drew, and we are so excited to get into this gig because this is episode 1, and we're going to be talking about how we end up getting married in the south of France. And we hope that some of the tips that we share today will also help inspire you as you think about your own wedding, which may be coming sooner than you think. I know that's right.
Today we're here to talk about how we decided to choose the destination for our wedding. Now, having a destination wedding was something that was at the top of our mind. So getting south of France was a blessing, first of all, because we did not realize how beautiful that place was. So hopefully with the tips and tricks we give you, you can get your destination wedding that matches the dreams you have and at a cheap rate. So first, let's start with why. Why did we decide to have a wedding abroad? Well, for one, the weather, because who wouldn't want a sunny, picturesque backdrop with greenery for your special day?
Exactly, and we knew that the UK was too here and too there, so we were not sure whether we'd be able to get the type of weather that we wanted for our special day here. And next, we wanted our money to go further. I know you may be thinking, how could a destination wedding mean that your money actually goes further? Remember, this was before the sterling just took a nosedive into whatever it is now. And this was when the value of the pound was a lot stronger than it is today. And also just generally, I feel like what you're investing into when you decide to get married abroad will yield better results because you have a better chance of great weather. The food is fab. Also, just like the ambience and the environment is amazing. So yeah, we wanted to invest in that.
And let's not forget the spectacle. We wanted our wedding to be something that we look back for years to come, and it just feels like it was yesterday. You know, and a venue can have that effect on you because the right pictures, the right framing, the right memories in such a space. Oh, chills.
Guest convenience was also really important for us. I know that some people decide to have destination weddings because they want to run away from the guests and have the smallest possible wedding. But for us, guest convenience was really, really important for us. Was it relatively close? Yeah. Was it relatively affordable? That was really, really important for us. And also just, does it fit with our vision, and our personality? We like to think we're quite seasoned girls, you know? And so we wanted a wedding environment that really reflected our personality, and our vision for our wedding. So a chateau was super important for us. We just wanted to say that we got married in a chateau or in a villa, that was our vision.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, those were things that made us narrow it down to the countries that we ended up thinking about.
And I think one thing for guests, something people forget to think about is visa. Think about how easy is it for your guests to get an application for a visa to attend your wedding. And I think around affordability, your affordability can be scaled. You can scale it based on those that have the biggest budget, but also have avenues for people that have a less budget. So it's great that your wedding is focused around how you want to make you and your partner happy and it's your day. But don't forget the people that come to celebrate you are going through a lot. From the dress they wear, to the hotel they book, to the flights and the transport they take, to the time they're going to spend out there eating and almost making it to a holiday. I think take a step back and just make sure that people can afford what you're bringing them to. Because some of them may not come and you don't want to hold it against them.
Yes, and I think give them plenty of notice too. Give them plenty of notice from the time you decide on a location. Give them plenty of notice so that they can save and prepare. And one thing that we always did as well was do the research too. T was talking about how there's a different spectrum of what people can afford. So we made sure to do the research to give more affordable accommodation options versus accommodation options that are perhaps more premium or more luxury or more expensive for those who could afford it.
Why did we choose south of France? So first of all, that was not our first option. Our first option was Italy. Now, our dear friend had a wedding in Lake Como the year before and she ate the house down. So there was no way we're looking to try to go toe to toe with her. So we
We're
said,
not about to go toe to toe with that child.
there was no way.
And then our second option was Greece.
Yeah.
But then the thing that really changed everything was when Issa announced her wedding or posted the pictures from her wedding.
Yes.
And it was none other than the south of France. And you know, I'm an Issa stan, so whatever my homegirl does, I gotta do it too. So I was like, let me look at the venue. You know, I actually researched the venue that she got married and tried to see how much it was to book it.
The budget did not reach.
It did not reach. I was like, let me scale it right the way back. So that's how we actually ended up landing on south of France. And also south of France is just, even though we'd never been there before, we'd heard that it was very romantic. We knew that the weather would be good. We knew that it was going to be given quality. And that's why we decided on south of France. So yeah, thank you, Issa girl.
So then we had to find the perfect venue. And how do you go about doing that? We first of all did a ton of research, trying to find a wedding venue that combined a hotel or had, I don't know, everything all in one, and it went nowhere. Luckily enough for us, we found a wedding planner that spoke the local language. This is a big tip. Finding a wedding planner that speaks the local language goes a long way in terms of negotiating with vendors and just getting the right access to things. So she found us Castle Bay and we fell in love with the place.
Do you remember when she first sent it over? Like when she first sent us the picture of this venue, we both looked at each other and I was like, does she know what our budget is? I was like, why is she sending us stuff that's outside the budget?
Exactly. So when she sent this to us, we're like, this looks very expensive.
Yeah.
Then she sent us the price and we're like, sorry. So what we'll do is we'll go over the price, a breakdown of our the budget for what we spend on the wedding. But yeah, one thing why we got it at a good rate was, number one, they recently did a renovation, so they were looking for clients to have weddings or events at the space for publicity and also to just bring people through the door. And secondly, it was at the cusp or just before the beginning of wedding season, so things were not as expensive. So the worlds aligned and we got it for a really good rate.
Because we got married end of April, so it was literally just before the wedding season was about to kick off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what initial mistakes did we make that you would have thought we should change or do something different?
I think another thing with Castle Bay was it didn't include accommodation. So the venue actually was, you only got married there, but there was not the option to stay there. And we were initially looking for venues that included accommodation as well, just because of convenience and ease. But I think that was one of the biggest mistakes. And we ended up, the venues were coming up at like 50,000, 30,000 euros. Like it was a lot to include accommodation into the options for your wedding venue. We ended up actually just staying at a local hotel, which was only like 5 minutes drive from the venue.
Yeah.
And that worked really well for us, but also worked really well for our guests as well.
Yeah. And I think staying, like I said, 5 minutes away from the venue allowed us to have space.
Yes.
I wish I could pronounce the name. What's it called? Hotel Pasque
I tried to...
Hilton?
I rehearsed this for our TikTok video. Le Pesqueres Lehamo de Piquet. That's it, Lehamo de Piquet. It's a Hilton, child, but it sounds fancy like that, so I'm gonna say it.
It was beautiful.
Stunning.
I don't know if there was something in the air. It was so relaxing. That was the perfect space to stay right before the wedding.
It was.
Yeah. And honestly, guys, don't underestimate the importance of an in-person visit. It helps you set the tone with the vendors, with the venue, so that they know the kind of caliber of people that are coming. And I don't mean this from an egotistical way. My husband is very, I don't want to use, what is not anal? My husband is very particular.
Yeah.
My husband is very particular about the way he wants things. And I think that in-person visit allowed him the ability to be like, okay, guys, this is the vision. How do we map it so that you guys get the vision correctly? And it was one of the best decisions we made because we fell in love with the venue scene.
Yeah, we'd never been south of France before. It was the first time that we'd been together. So T and I had actually never been to the south of France together. So this was the first time in January before the wedding that we decided to take a trip there to not only see the venue, but just to get a vibe of the space, Also, we booked in a ton of meetings with our vendors while we're out there. And this was so important because we were able to build that in-person connection. We're able to like build that rapport, to let them know what our expectations were about the wedding and how we were as clients. And also how we expected to be treated as clients as well. And also see what tweaks we had to make to our wedding plan to accommodate seeing the wedding venue in real life. So that was crucial, and we always recommend an in-person visit no matter where the destination is. So our next tip, don't underestimate the importance of in-person visits.
I have to keep talking about the importance of making sure that your guests feel welcomed and comfortable, because it is a sacrifice to come to a wedding abroad. And I think go the extra mile for them. Stay at the hotel. Let them, so that you can experience what your guests are going to experience.
Yeah.
When you taste the food, this is what your guests are going to eat. Food tasting was so much fun.
Yeah.
Food tasting was so
It
much
was
fun.
so much fun.
I think
That's what we also did in that in-person visit, child.
that was one of the moments where it was like, oh no, we really going in with this wedding. Because yeah, they served it up and we ate.
And lastly, make sure you choose a venue that gives you the freedom to select vendors. Some of these wedding venues come across like mafia groups. They literally come as a collective. So make sure that you are able to be flexible and customize the types of vendors that you work with. It also means that you're able to save money too, because typically when these venues come together with all of their vendors, it ends up hiking up the price. So we were able to actually save a lot of money by bringing our own caterers, and our wedding planner was able to coordinate that.
That is all for today, folks. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell, because we're going to be dropping an episode every week. Next episode, we're going to be talking about how you can incorporate your traditions and your culture into your wedding.
Because we did. And it went viral.
Ate that. Until next time.